Please tell us about yourself. What are your interests and hobbies?
My name is Suilaren Eugene Kibo. I have over 15 years experience teaching science in middle and high school. I believe that every student is capable of learning. They do not have the same learning styles, neither do they learn at the same rate. I believe that with different methods and strategies, it is possible for every student to succeed. As a teacher, it is a hobby for me to research and come out with methods that will meet the needs of my students.
Are you involved in extracurricular activities that you could coach or supervise?
Yes, I love music, and I am the music director for my school for the past 8 years. My school choir has won 2 awards, one at the district level during the District Youth Celebration Activity 2016 and another for the Governor's Music Promotion Festival 2018. I am also a Sunday school sports supervisor for my church. I also coach soccer and handball games.
Why did you decide to become a teacher for the subject for which you are applying?
I had one of the best science teachers in high school. He matched his lessons with computer simulation and lab work. We worked in stations and groups based on our performance levels. This helped me to complete relevant projects and understand concepts even in advanced science like chemistry.
Are you currently employed as a teacher?
Yes.
How many hours per day do you teach and how many days per week?
I teach 8 hours per day, 5 days per week.
Describe your teaching experience. What subjects have you taught and at what grade level?
I teach chemistry, physics, and physical science in high school since 2015. But from 2004 to 2014, I taught general science in middle school.
Describe other work experiences you have besides teaching.
I am a trained music coordinator. I compose songs and teach to kids between the ages of 8 to 20 in my school, in my church, and in the community at large.
Have you ever worked in the United States? If so, when and why?
No.
What do you hope to be doing professionally 5 years from now?
I will still be teaching.
If I were to talk to several of your colleagues, how would they describe your personality?
They will tell you I am very motivated by my job. I come in every day with a smile, ready to work. I greet my students and my colleagues with a smile. They will also tell you I am a good team player. They will tell you I like to receive feedback for everything I do. I do research and come out with links and websites and share with my colleagues. I equally video my lessons and share with my colleagues and the administration so that they can watch it and give feedback.
What will your students say about you?
My students voted me Teacher of the Year for last school year. I equally receive appreciation letters from parents telling me that their kids love my classes. My students will tell you that I incorporate a lot of technology in my lessons that helps them to finish their hands-on projects. My students will tell you that I liked to reward positive behavior.
How do you prepare to teach your lessons?
I prepare weekly lesson plans, but I spend a lot of time to prepare my daily lesson plans. My daily lesson plans is based on data collected from previous lessons of my students. I spend time to prepare even for a particular student or a group of students who did not understand a particular concept. However, my lessons begin with the bell ringer activity. This is an activity that engages the students the moment they enter the class. After the bell ringer activity, I moved to the next stage, which is known in my school district as the mini lesson. At this stage, I introduce the new concept with an activity. This could be an investigative activity or lab work. I provide the students with guidelines in a systematic manner to enable them get their objective. At the end, I allow the students to discuss their findings, and together as a class we come out with a conclusion. Then I move to the next stage, which is called the work session. At this stage, the students work in groups or individuals. Here, they put into practice the new concept they have learned to complete their assignments. I use computer programs like SmartTech, IXL to enable them finish up their projects. Then I move to the next stage, which is known as the review stage. Here I allow the students to work on computer programs, answer quizzes that will enable them understand the concepts better using their cell phones, computer, and the smart board. I allow one student to control from the smart board.
What will your lesson plans include?
My lesson plan will include a bell ringer activity, a mini lesson or an introduction activity, a work session activity, and a concluding activity.
Think about a class that you have taught recently. Talk about two of the teaching strategies or methods that you use.
The last class I taught was on the periodic table. The objective of the lesson was to enable the students understand that elements are placed on the periodic table based on similarity in properties. I gave each group of 3 a construction paper and 20 objects of different shapes, sizes, and colors. At the level of the mini lesson, I told them that they were going to construct a periodic table of objects. And at the end of the construction, they were going to share with the class why they constructed the table the way they did. When they had finished constructing the periodic table of objects, each group shared with each other, with the class, why they constructed the table the way they did. Copies of the periodic table to the class and played a video on the smart board about the periodic table. At intervals, I stopped the video and explained detailedly to the students. Some took notes using computers, using the mind map. Some used fill in the blanks note. Some used the corner note.
What methods do you use to grade or evaluate your students' progress?
I evaluate my students on daily basis using class discussion, bell ringer activities, assignments after class remediation. I evaluate my students using lab work, online projects. I equally use quizzes, games. I equally use tests and end of unit evaluations.
If you use technology in your teaching, describe how you will use it, specifically discussing your experience using a smart board and ways that you incorporate it into your lesson.
We use technology in my school every day. I have a phone policy where I allow students to come to my class with their phones, purposely for educational activities. They use programs like Smart Tech to play games that enable them understand the lessons better. I equally use the smart board to post pictures, play videos, and for research purposes. I equally use the smart board like a workstation for my students during online assessments.
If you have students who are noisy and not attentive, share with us 2 ways you get them to be quiet and concentrate.
I have 3 ways I used in dealing with classroom expectations and behavior. First, I teach classroom expectations and routines and rehearse them regularly. Most especially, I build a wonderful relationship with my students. I teach them and make them to know that I love them and they in turn respect me. I also practice positive behavior intervention strategy where I reward positive behavior. My students know that they expect a reward from me when they put up a good behavior. I use many reward systems in my classroom. If a student or a group of students were noisy, I walk up to them and call them by name to tell me what they were discussing about.
Describe the most difficult problem you have had to deal with as a teacher and show how you solved this problem.
The most difficult problem I had was when I just started work. I had not known how to reward positive behavior. I focused more on punishing negative behavior. This happened until one day, one of my students asked me a question. He said, "Upon all the good things I do in your class, You can only call my parents and tell them about the one bad thing I have done. This made me to rethink. I learned since then how to reward positive behavior. This has been very effective and I use it every day in my class.
Give one example to show that you are a flexible person and that you can make changes to your teaching and methods if that is necessary.
I always have an alternative assignment for every online or computer assignment so that if technology fails, I will always have a backup assignment.
Is there anything you would like to add about your qualifications that we may not be aware of?
No.
Have you spoken to your family about going to the United States to teach? Is there anything such as a family member that might object to your leaving home?
No.
Are you aware that your family members may not join you here until approximately 4 to 6 weeks after you arrived?
Yes.
Do you understand and accept that FACES is a 3-year program and after 3 years you must return to your home country? Do you agree with this?
Yes.